Before I even get deeper in the video, let me just apologize in advance for the changes of my tone and my voice in the video, okay? There are spots where I sound all like, hey guys, yay, roses and the day is beautiful. And then there are parts where I just sound like, and Jennifer and Nene said. That's because in the middle part of my editing, I listen to the video before I upload to see if I missed anything. So at 2, 3 in the morning, as I'm doing that, of course, my volume and everything is going to change because it's 2 and 3 in the morning. So as I'm editing, I realized that there are some places where I missed some things. So when I came back to record, my voice is on a more chill mood compared to what it was when I was recording the video and the passion that was in my voice. So I apologize when it goes from you said this and you did this too and Jennifer said. I apologize in advance. Just different times of the day that I recorded, okay? What's up, my Fina loves? It's Miss Fina D coming to you all from Fina Entertainment News.
Okay. That's not true. Whoever it says, why are they saying the guy who conned her is Marlo's friend? That's not true. Marlo don't know anything.
Oh, but I do want to say this. So,
to my knowledge,
I did go to Sheree's house with him. So yes. Sheree knows him. Him and Sheree are friends. I don't know how, but I went to Sheree's house with him for a pajama party that she had last year for her birthday. So, I'm thinking this guy is legit. Like, he knows Sheree, he knows, like, people in Atlanta. So, I wasn't thinking that, this was a con man.
So, this is somebody that, this guy took Jennifer to Sheree's house, and he's a con artist. And so she's thinking maybe Sheree would know something. I mean, I don't know. Just let me take another question.
I don't know how she knows him, but they definitely know each other because, again, he said Sheree's having this party. We got to go. It's a pajama party, blah, blah, blah. So we went. Candy was there. Like, I saw different people there. So it was,
You thought it was a jail. And why do you think Sheree could have set you up, Jen? No, Sheree didn't introduce them. Get the story right. Sheree did not introduce Jen and him. Jen and him met on their own. She's only saying that he invited her to accompany him to a party that Sheree had, which was at Sheree's home, and Sheree had a pajama birthday party. He was there along with Jen. And so she's saying in order for this guy to be able to go to Sheree's house, Sheree invited him there. So she could possibly know something about him. Marlo doesn't know anything about him to my knowledge.
Go to a party with him at Sheree's house. He's cool with Sheree. So I don't know that.
That's interesting how she met him.
I don't know, but they're cool.
In Philadelphia?
What's Philadelphia?
That's another video.
Oh, okay. So I don't know, but they're cool, right?
So he's a con artist that Sheree knows.
She definitely knows him because she had a birthday party and he was like, "Oh, I was in town. Sheree wants us to come to the birthday party. It was a pajama party, blah blah blah." So he communicates with her. So I'm like, okay,
There's signs.
So now listen, so he's knowing certain people, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, well, again, I've been to his house, you know what I mean? He told me he owned his house.
Did you go to Sheree's?
Yes.
Was she cool?
Yeah,
she was nice?
Yeah, she was
and
cool.
She didn't think anything of you being with John Doe? No. You think she knows that he's a con artist?
That's what I'm like questioning, like, does she know his antics? I mean, I don't know. I have no idea.
Wow. We might need to call Sheree.
Please.
It's a reach. Hashtag my name all in your mouth. Hashtag how do I taste? Hashtag messy. Hashtag guess you need more content. Clickbait. You reaching, sis? I got time. Quarantine ready. Over the past few days, I've received an influx of calls and texts about some interviews that my name is brought into. I typically don't indulge, but what's good, Nene and Jennifer Williams? Okay, Nicki Minaj. Molly was good. They did not talk bad about you. Jen was mentioning to Nene that you know the guy that took her car. Sheree responded, the second video is hella shady and implying something negatively with me. Not a good look and I don't appreciate it. What happened? Why are they talking about you? I guess bored in the house. You don't indulge, then don't. Stay classy. Life is too short for this drama anywhere. True, but when your integrity and character is in question, sometimes you have to. Don't take it personally, it's just for clout. I guess, but can they use someone else for that? At this point, yeah, Sheree is absolutely coming back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta unless her storyline falls flat or her negotiation with Bravo doesn't go well. Because, yeah, I understand coincidence, but it's just too much that's going on for her not to be back. Sheree been gone for a few seasons. Then the same week her mother went missing. By the way, allegedly her mother was found in Ohio, okay? I did the updated video that they found her mother, but I didn't give you guys where. Yeah, she was all the way in Ohio, allegedly. That's what was released, okay? But the same week that situation happened to her mother as she was missing, Andy Cohen was doing an interview.
I love Sheree so much. She always makes me very happy. And Caroline Manzo, I just,
Okay, coincidence or whatever. It's like, okay, Sheree mother goes missing. Now Andy's missing her on the show and all of that. And then you have people saying, girl, we better not see you in the next season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And we better not see this whole situation being a part of her storyline. Now, Jennifer is talking about people staging their home. Leak says that someone on the show was staging their home. And right after she says that, the next sentence is Jennifer Williams saying, oh, but we went to Sheree's house.
I did Google him, nothing came up. And I have been to his house before, which he told
Was it really his house?
Well, I mean,
back, or was it somebody else's house?
I'm
only saying that because of what we think of him as a con person.
Right. I mean, well, here's the thing. So I went in the house, you see pictures. I don't know that you could stage a whole house. You know what I'm saying?
People do. They had somebody on our show that staged the house. They weren't ever even living in the house. They were over there staging.
And let me tell you this. So I did go to a party with him at Sheree's house. He's cool with Sheree. So I don't know that.
That's interesting how she met him.
I don't know, but they're cool.
In Philadelphia?
What's Philadelphia?
That's another video.
Oh, okay.
So the shady part is for Sheree to work. You guys already know I like saying 150 years when I'm being extra, okay? So for Sheree to work 150 years to finally get her house off the ground and to show that she was living there, and for Nene to be like she was staging. Now, we all know it took Sheree a while to get it all together, okay? But bottom line is she got it together. It looks like she and her grown children are enjoying the Chateau, okay? Some of you are aware that Nene sells wigs. So, Nene posted a slideshow of her wigs advertising on Instagram. But in one of her slideshows, she included a text message between her and someone else talking about Sheree. The message reads, so Sheree was dating him, I guess the guy that Jennifer is talking about. So Sheree was dating him? Child, I don't know, but they coming through with receipts, okay? So he was married. The person responded, I would not be surprised if she dated him, was told he was married a long time ago, but who knows anymore. The story gets crazier and crazier. Sheree responded on one of the blog pages, that's a mother bleeping lie. Sheree never did him. Be clear, and also be clear on this. Ain't ish ever accidental when it comes to her. Always calculated, but she got the right one today. Nene didn't have to throw the extra shade in there towards Sheree, okay? And she did. And this is the problem. You can't come for people. You can't hit below the belt. You can't accuse women who suffered and went through hell to have their children as not being the biological mother of their child because you're so hurt over nothing. You can't do things like that. And then when people respond, you want to scream, I'm in therapy.
I've been going through something these last few days, and a couple of them have told me about seeing a therapist, which I mentioned to you earlier today. Seeing a therapist. I'm seeing a therapist. I feel like I've had a phone call with the therapist, so we haven't seen each other in person because we can't because of quarantining. But I felt very traumatized. I think a lot of times people see the tough exterior and they don't really know that that you hurt inside sometimes, like everybody else. And the trauma that I experienced in the last few days, I felt like it was really time for me to see somebody. So I have the first couple of days, I was really just kind of like walking around. Like, have you ever walked around like you floating? I'm just floating around here.
Yeah, in a daze. Sure.
Yeah, like in a daze.
Trust me, I've been like that the past couple of days myself.
Yeah, like in a daze, but you're still functioning. Because I think people think, oh, well, she got her wig on, so she okay. Well, I actually don't have it glued down, baby.
That's the problem here. Sheree didn't do nothing to her. So when Jennifer Williams brought Sheree name in, the same way how she kept it cute on Instagram, but the extra shade and then you start insinuating stuff, then Sheree have every right to clap back. But now it's, oh my gosh, it's gang up on Nene, from the Kenya to Eva to Cynthia to Candy to all of these people now. Sheree too. God, poor Nene. It's not poor anything when you are constantly the problem, when you are the common denominator. It's not poor anything. Yes, I'm absolutely here for therapy, but then don't make a mockery of people who's actually getting help. There's no way you can sit on camera and claim you're getting help, cried for sympathy and seek empathy from people, but then intentionally released a text message knowing that all of social media would have captured the screenshot. My thing is, you want to be messy and stand on it. Stand on your edge, own your edge, and accept all of the negativity that comes with it. If Nene is really getting help, I'll continue to pray for her, and I hope, she really do get the help that she needs. But then in the midst of your therapy and help, you release text messages gossiping about Sheree, then you are the problem. Because now you are the problem. You've always been the problem. Stop being the problem, and then maybe your life will be a lot better. Stand on what you do, but don't do messed up stuff and then run and hide your hand and say, oh my God, war is me. What I was saying before the recording cut off is the war is me attitude. For those of you who missed it, Jennifer Williams lives in Atlanta now. She bought a house in Atlanta. She's on Basketball Wives, and they do have, I think, a non-compete clause or whatever the case might be. So I don't think she's going to be coming to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but anything is possible, okay? But she lives in Atlanta, and she met a man in Atlanta who basically is a fraud, okay? He stole her vehicle, okay? Her car is gone. The FBI is investigating, and she's now finding out all of these things about this guy. Well, what this man did to Jennifer is wrong, and hopefully he's caught. She gets her car back, and her life is back on track. So if you go back and watch the video, which I'm not going to keep repeating, it's just going to play in the background as I talk. Nene is basically doing the whole guilty by association thing, okay? So Sheree, you used Tyrone that I used to know, that you also, of course, obviously, used to know. You used him for a storyline because we all know that was the case. Like, Sheree wasn't about to marry that man, okay? You used him for a storyline. Now, this is what Tyrone did. So, most of you are aware that Tyrone Gilliams, okay, was sentenced on October 31st, 2013 in New York by a federal judge to 10 years in prison for wire fraud schemes where he stole and basically money laundering and all of that, okay, for more than $5 million. Where did this happen? Philly.
How she met him? I don't know, but they're cool. In Philadelphia? What's Philadelphia? That's another video. Oh.
So, make the connection. She was talking about Tyrone and all of that. Nene is like, wait a minute. So Sheree comes on the show with Tyrone, who's in jail for, the reasons you just heard. Then this guy is she's comfortable enough to invite a con man to her house. No one is just inviting anyone to the place where they lay their head, okay? So the fact that Sheree was comfortable enough to invite this guy, meaning it's like, this is the second person that is involved in not so pleasant activities she's inviting. So it's almost like, are these the types of people she's hanging out with now? So people online are dragging Nene as well and calling her a hypocrite because they feel like, well, but Nene and your family and the people that you associate with are not that perfect either. Kudos to all of you for staying out of jail and for changing your life. But don't forget your past and don't sit here and try to do this whole guilty by association with Sheree. When you and your husband fund each other and marry each other with your checker past. Nene's son was arrested for shoplifting. He was arrested allegedly for, drunk driving. He was arrested in a check, fraud case, okay? Greg was arrested and have a mugshot for theft by receiving. He was also arrested for check fraud and shoplifting as well. Okay. Nene was arrested and charged on 3 separate occasions for theft, and she used different last names each time. Now, don't get me started with Milo long rap sheet. Nene and Greg been together for years, been married. Nene's son is doing his best to get his life back on track. Since the Real Housewives of Atlanta, no arrest for Milo, okay? So there you go. All of you have checker past, and kudos to all of you for staying out of jail and for changing your life. But I'm saying, so it's just a hot mess. Before I end this, let me just quickly say that I am in no way, shape, or form defending Sheree in questionable relationships and friendships, okay? I simply reported all sides. What Nene said, what Sheree said, what Jennifer said, and what she's going through, and also what social media had to say. So social media was like, Nene, don't forget now, you had your moment. But I think where Nene is coming from is, okay, yes, I had my moment when I was young. My husband did, Milo did, my son, we all did. But when you get to a certain level in life of elevation, you also have to watch your circle and the people that you have around you. So we understand if something happened years ago, like Nene and her husband, all of that, right? And they have moved forward. But Sheree, here you are, in 2020, and you are Sheree Whitfield. Why are you still hanging around people with questionable activities? I think that's where Nene was coming from. We all know, yes, high horse, all of that. I'm just saying, at this point, then who's there to say that someone else didn't invite this guy and he was just like, Sheree's having a party, let's go? We're talking about someone who lied to Jennifer, right? Lied to her, stole her vehicle, and all of these things are going on. So if this man is such a liar that he lied to you and did all of this, who's to say that he didn't lie and say he knows Sheree? either Sheree would do an interview and speak up that I don't know him, he was invited by a friend of a friend, or yes, he is my friend, but I had no clue he was this way, or Sheree would have a storyline for season 13 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. But I completely understand her very last season on the show, the guy she was dating and saying she was going to marry is currently now. Last time I checked, he was still in prison. So if he was released, I apologize. But from my last understanding, this man is still in prison, serving time for the wire fraud and everything else he did. Okay, so I can completely understand why people is like, oh, I mean, her last guy was like that. So what Jennifer is saying isn't far-fetched. Either way, like I said, hot mess. But you guys wanted me to talk about it, so here we are. This video wasn't even supposed to get to 20 minutes long, okay? So I left a lot out. But most of you who watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta, you are aware that Nene knows Tyrone, you know. His name was a part of Sheree and Nene epic argument when she was talking about Trump checks and all of that, and she was like, fix your teeth, all that stuff. Tyrone was on the phone. Also, I meant to say on a few occasions and that occasion. Okay, I can't find a spot right now, so I'm just going to put it in the end. If you are new here, just want to let you know that I'm very detailed oriented. So me using Nene and her family mugshot, it's not shade or to dim their light. I even acknowledge that kudos to them and Malo changing their lives and all of that. I'm just someone, since my face is not in the video physically and all you can hear is my voice, whenever I'm making a point, I am going to include images of exactly what I'm talking about. So since people were basically throwing Nene past back in her face, telling her, okay, yes, Sheree might have some questionable friends and things like that, however, don't behave like, you know, your family is all perfect, whatever the case might be, I had to explain what they were talking about for those of you who did not know, okay? And it's not throwing anyone past in their face, but that's how I do my videos, just making sure that everything match what I'm saying. And for the things that I said about Nene and her family, let me just throw allegedly out there. Even though the records are public and you can see them for yourself, I'm still going to say allegedly to the theft and check, you know, forgery. I'm wishing Nene and Jennifer and Sheree the best, okay? The end of here, my final loves. Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.